So when you walk into a social setting, your brain is automatically, involuntarily scanning for two things. Everything else is subordinate to these two important issues as you enter a new social situation. The question your brain is asking is are questions of warmth and competence. Essentially, what your brain is doing is looking around to say, do people here feel warmth towards me? Do they care about me? Can I trust their motives? Now, you don't have to want to ask that question. We're evolutionarily programmed to do that. The second question your brain is asking is the competence question. Not just, do people here intend me harm, but are they competent to prosecute that intent? Could they carry out their ill intentions? You make an automatic assessment of those two things every time you enter a social situation. Now, think about the special case of accountability. My thumbs are over the keyboard. My son's about to get a text. He is attuned to those two questions in this moment. Does he mean me harm, and could he carry it out? To illustrate this, I want you to engage in a little brain study. So what I'd like you to do is watch some flashing pictures. Your job is going to be to try to remember as many of them as you can, okay? So I'm going to give you 10 seconds following this brief little video clip to name off as many of the photos that you see as you can recall, okay? So let's play the first round. All right, go. Name them off. 10 seconds. Count them as you do. Count how many you get. So that's round one. Try to keep track of how many you were able to spot. Okay, here's round two. Just once again, watch the clips and see how many you can recall. All right, go. 10 seconds. Okay, how many of you noticed a pattern in what kinds of pictures you remembered more easily in the second round? Any of you notice a pattern there? How many of you had nooses, guns, snakes, hand grenades, We had all of that. Here's what's happening. The research shows that in that second deck, we tend to remember better. Why? Because there's a different part of our brain that's activated. The amygdala, this tiny little almond-sized sliver that's buried up in the center of the brain, and controls a disproportionate number of neurotransmitters, has the capacity to seize your attention whenever it needs to. When you see knife and snake and hand grenade and noose, it's what's paying attention. And it has an incredible capacity to pull out those stimuli and respond. Now, why is this important? Because in these moments of accountability, that's the part of our brain that's first in control. It's scanning for threats. And all it needs to do to assume that there's a threat in this circumstance is get neutral data. If it knows that it's about to be held accountable, if it knows that you're in an emotionally or psychically threatening situation, all it needs is neutral data to assume that it's still at risk. So what's our job? Our job is to pay attention to the real goal of these moments. See, here's the deal. When you tell me that what I did was wrong or bad or dumb, I may not feel physically threatened, but that portion of the brain, the amygdala, is still scanning for those threats. It's looking for a twitch of your eyebrow. It's looking for a crinkle of your nose. It's looking for you to break off eye contact. And as it gets that data, it says, it's not warm here. And if that person is competent to carry out the malicious intent that I believe you have towards me, then it gears you up to shut you down. Second, the hopeful news here is that you and I don't fear the truth. We fear shame. It's possible for us to absorb truth, to even acknowledge responsibility and accountability, but we have to get there the right way. You see, the problem with shame is it's not just about you despising me and me concluding that you do, it's about me despising me. That's what triggers the most profound shame. So what's your job? Your job is to connect with me emotionally, and thereby help me reconnect with me emotionally. When I'm in that kind of state, I can absorb truth. I can be open.